Yeah. Looked like there was a passage on the side here with numerous mines. Okay. I don't think brown worked. Green doesn't work. Brown doesn't work. Red doesn't work. Oh! Red worked! There are even more mines blocking this pathway. They are even larger than the ones you saw earlier. These mines have red stripes on their sensors. There are a lot of these. And there's a canister. Create clawbug. Gee, that sounds useful. At this point. Okay, that's all those mines. Okay. Pretty much been around everything. All that leaves is the actual docks and the few small buildings there are here. I think we've killed all of the guards. What's in these buildings? Are all the Sholai dead? Or is there one still in one of these? Discipline wand. In here, nothing of use. All that leaves is this one. A lot of major healing pod, grounded robe. A lot of javelins, iron swords, venom thorns, submission thorns. And nothing of use there. So out here, there it is. There's the boat. Walk up to it, and we'll finally be able to leave. Finally! Our trials on Susia Island are over. On we go to finish it all. At the end of the dock, you find a small wooden sailboat. It has several pairs of oars. It is a small craft, only large enough for a few people, and the mast is not even erected. Only a single loop of rope holds the boat to the dock. You could free it and be away from Susia Island in but a moment. Now, finally, if you want, you can go home. Board the boat and leave Susia Island. You get onto the boat and release the rope. Then you grab the oar and push off from the dock. It will be difficult to erect the mast and figure out how the sails work, but you are confident you will be up to the task. There is no room on the small boat for any creations, so you depart alone. Oh, Natsu and Ivy are left behind. The products of your skills wait behind on the docks, watching you as you leave. Soon, Susia Island starts to recede in the distance. You have escaped. However, an uncertain future lies ahead of you. That's the end of the music. And then let it finish so you can hear me just fine. With difficulty, you pilot the small craft away from the dock. It is an awkward process at first. You have never piloted a sailboat before. Still, after some trial and error, you are able to get the wind to catch the sails. You depart Susia Island at last, setting course for the mainland. The island was not as remote as you imagined it. It is only 50 miles from the nearest Shaper settlement. 50 miles in 2 centuries. In but a day, you arrive at the coastal settlement of Delame. There are a dozen Shapers there working to tame this wild coast, populate it with friendly fauna, and make it safe for settlement. They eagerly greet you, curious about where you came from. You tell them. The Shapers know that Susia Island was barred, and that you were there. Their reaction is immediate. They seize you and shackle you. Then they put you on a boat and take you to the Shaper Council. After a few weeks in a cell, the interrogation begins. They ask about, and you reveal, every one of your actions on Susia Island. You tell them of the Sholai, the servile colonies, and the Geneforge. You tell them of Trajkov, the outsider who is rapidly mastering the Shaper secrets, and how, with great difficulty and risk, you slew him. You also tell them about the Geneforge, and how you destroyed it to keep its power forever out of dangerous hands. You wait in the cell for a few more weeks while they send a contingent of agents to investigate Susia Island. Eventually, they find that things were much as you said. The Shapers are impressed by your bravery and integrity. You are released from imprisonment after you swear an oath to always keep secret what you found there. The Sholai and Serviles who were tampering with Shaper secrets are all slain. Kazg is razed to the ground. The rest of the Sholai are brought to the council. Long delayed, the diplomacy between the Sholai and the Shapers begins. The Shaper Council is impressed by how well the surviving Sholai resisted the temptation of their secrets. Your people and theirs begin a long and profitable relationship. As for you, you begin your apprenticeship at last. Organized training combined with the raw power you gained on Susia Island make you a Shaper of renowned and incredible skill. Several major new colonies are established under your guidance. You are respected, but you are also feared. The Shapers never truly and completely trust you. They are afraid of the effects of Susia Island on you. The taint of the barred land never truly leaves you. You become powerful and influential and wealthy, and even, one day, you are the first Shaper to visit the lands of the Sholai. But the highest levels of Shaper society are always close to you. Wherever you go, there are worried looks and whispers. You have a good life, a productive life, but you always wonder what might have been. Back on Susia Island, the various servile villages struggled to continue as best they could. When the histories of these turbulent times are written, they mention a few details about the minor players in this great drama. In Vakiri, El-Hara saw that without the help of the Geneforge, his hopes for forging the independence of his people were dwindling. Though he was, in his way, a rebel, he was also a realist. The Shapers swarmed Susia Island, horrified by the threat they had narrowly averted. They searched the island, looking for other dangerous secrets or hidden caches of old technology. When the Shapers arrived, El-Hara, not wanting to force a confrontation, led his people into hiding. For months they hid in the woods and wastes, avoiding the Shapers as best they could. Then, when the Shapers left and barred the island once again, they returned to Vakiri. They continued to live and struggle, isolated and dreaming of independence. They remained hungry, poor, constantly in danger, and free. When the Shapers searched Susia Island, they found the Obeyers. At first they were worried by these strange, rather independent creations. Then they met Rydell. In time, the Shapers found how loyal the Obeyers had been, and under very difficult circumstances. It was a new experience for them. They were used to loyalty, but had never seen creations who were loyal because they chose to be. The Obeyers were brought before the Shaper Council for careful examination. Then they were given new roles. Serviles trained by Rydell and his people were placed in charge of other, dumber Serviles. Their patient and loyal guidance provided a useful and human buffer between the Shapers and their creations. The Obeyers were loyal enough to be trusted, but kind and intelligent enough to treat creations of all sorts with empathy. When Rydell finally reached his deathbed, he looked back upon his life with great satisfaction. He always felt relieved to be the one who saw his people be rewarded for their great labors. When the Shapers went to Susia Island to investigate, they found the Takers. They were completely surprised by the level of rebellion and hatred in the Serviles of Kazg. They are not so surprised, however, that they could not act. Norrell tried to lead the fight against the Shapers, the battle her people had long prepared for. They found that they were completely overmatched. A combination of battle betas and discipline wands soon settled the issue. Kazg was razed. The Takers were destroyed. Norrell was captured, carefully inspected for biological sources of her rogue status, and slain. The Shapers were highly worried by the intensity of the Takers' rogue behavior. They suppressed any information about the Takers and what they believed. Within a handful of years, they were forgotten. The finest flowering of the powerful arts of the Shapers took place on Susia Island. The Shapers, however, could not control the power they created. They tried to harness it, then they tried to hide it, then they tried to forget it, then it came back to haunt them. Eventually, the tumult caused by the rediscovery of the Geneforge died down, but the secrets and the potential were known. Even after it was gone, people knew that it could be. This story grows quiet, but it does not end. You cannot unring a bell. Thus ends the tale of Susia Island. But that is not the end of Geneforge. For there are still 4 more games to play, 4 more tales to tell. The story of Susia Island is little more than the catalyst for what is to come. And when we return next time, you will see just what they mean. You cannot unring a bell. I am Chessrook44, and I will see you all in Geneforge too.